When people talk about small towns, they tend to talk about memories. The diner that used to stay open past midnight, the movie theater that closed sometime in the 90s, the school everyone went to before it was consolidated with the next county over. Places disappear, buildings get sold, things change. But Ashwood doesn't always work that way. I'm Evie Ross, and this is Absentia. While looking into the disappearance cases tied to this town, I kept encountering the same thing over and over again. Institutions that should have vanished years ago, but didn't. Or at least, not entirely. Take St. Sebastian's Catholic Academy. The school closed in 1979 after allegations of inappropriate behavior between faculty and students. The diocese announced the closure quickly. The campus shut down. The parish itself dissolved not long after. That kind of ending usually means the land gets sold. The buildings get torn down. The town moves on. But in Ashwood, the campus is still there. Several brick academic buildings sit behind a locked iron gate on the southwest side of town. The chapel bell tower still stands above the trees. The grass is trimmed. The sidewalks are clear. The windows are boarded, but the structures themselves appear maintained. No redevelopment, no sale. Just an empty campus that someone, somewhere, continues to look after. And then there's the St. Sebastian Festival. For decades, the parish ran a 3-day summer event every June. Carnival rides, bingo tables, beer tents, bratwurst stands. The kind of fundraiser you find in Catholic towns all across the Midwest. The church closed more than 40 years ago, but the festival never stopped. Every summer, the town still shuts down for 3 days. The same tents go up, the same rides roll in. People still refer to it by the same name, St. Sebastian Festival, even though St. Sebastian's parish no longer exists. No one I spoke with could quite explain who runs it now, or where the money actually goes. And then there's the bank. In most towns Ashwood's size, the local bank eventually gets bought by a regional chain, or it fails during a recession, or it simply disappears when the economy changes. But Ashwood Trust and Loan has been here for generations. Same building, same name. And in many cases, the same families on its board of directors. The bank has outlived several national banking crises, 2 major recessions, and the consolidation that wiped out hundreds of community banks across the Midwest. Yet Ashwood Trust and Loan never merged, never moved, never changed its name. It simply remained. And finally, there's Ashwood Industries. Founded in 1965, the facility sits just outside town near the tree line along County Route 6. When I asked residents what the company produces, I got several different answers. Machine parts, industrial components, government contracts. One person told me electronics. Another told me chemicals. What struck me most was that even people who had worked there struggled to describe exactly what the factory makes. In most small towns, everyone knows what the factory produces. In Ashwood, no one seems entirely certain. Individually, each of these things could be explained. An abandoned school, a festival that outlived its church, a bank that never changed hands, a factory whose purpose seems a little vague. But taken together, they suggest something else. A pattern of institutions that continue operating quietly in the background of this town, long after the reasons for their existence should have disappeared. And that raises a question. If the church is gone, the academy closed decades ago, and no one can quite explain what the factory produces, What exactly has been sustaining Ashwood all these years?